Unit 3 Retail Wholesale International Banking GDR ADR PN. Page number 7. Retail banking stands for dealing with individual customers for asset side (loans) as well as for liability side (deposits). Retail banking sector is characterized by three basic characteristics. A. Multiple products (deposits, credit cards, insurance, investments, loans, etc.). B. Multiple delivery channels (call center, branch, internet and kiosk). And C. Multiple customer groups (consumer, small business and corporate). Retail banking objectives. The objective of retail banking is to increase penetration by providing increasing level of services and increased access by offering value-added services to customers by packing them with retail banking products and services. The retail banking offers considerably better spread of 3 to 4% compared to very thin spread available to banks in case of corporate clients. Various segments in retail banking. Basically, there are three important segments in retail banking, which include deposit products (convenient deposit schemes such as flexi deposits), loan products (such as housing loan, education loan, conveyance loans, personal loans for diverse purpose such as medical expense, travel abroad), and other products. Table showing retail deposit products, retail loan products and retail services. In retail deposit products we have saving bank account, recurring deposit, current deposit, term deposit, zero balance account, no frill account, senior citizen deposits. In retail loan products we have home loans, auto loans, consumer loans, personal loans, educational loan, crop loan, credit cards. In retail services we have safe deposit locker, depository services and bank assurance products. Topic: Various delivery channels of retail banking. The delivery of these products and services can be through branch banking, internet banking or automated teller machines. These can be called home banking, internet banking, mobile banking, credit cards, etc. Other advantages of retail banking. Banks have excellent opportunity to cross-sell various retail products like credit cards, insurance policies, funds, investment services including mutual funds, ancillary services like dematerialization, portfolio management, safe custody, etc. Spreads are also higher. Wholesale banking. It refers to doing business with industrial and business organization. It is also called corporate banking or commercial banking. Wholesale banking products table. Columns are fund-based services, non-fund-based services, value-added services, internet banking services. In fund-based services, we have term lending, short-term finance, working capital, bill discounting, export structure and structured finance. In the column related to non-fund based services, we have bank guarantees, letter of credit, collection of bills and documents. In value-added services, we have cash management, channel financing, vendor financing, RTGS, money market products and tax collection. And in internet banking services we have payment gateway, corporate internet banking and supply chain management. International banking. Different banks are active members in the foreign exchange markets within and outside India. The different types of services provided by them for this purpose are called international banking services. Page number 8. International banking products. First column, services for exporters, services for importers is the second column, and third column is remittance services. First column, services for exporters. It has the following values: pre-shipment credit brackets packing credit, post-shipment credit brackets bills purchases or discounts, export bills under collection, bank guarantees, duty drawback loans, and letter of credit and supplier's credit. Column services for importers has following values: import bills collection, direct import bills, advance payments for imports, imports letter of credit, buyer's credit, bank guarantees. Remittance services has the following values: inward remittances, outward remittances, different types of deposit accounts such as EEFC, FCNR, etc. Universal banking. Universal banking means allowing FIs and banks to undertake all kinds of activities of banking or development, financing or activity associated with that, subject to compliance of statutory and other requirements prescribed by RBI, government and related legal acts. These activities may include accepting deposits, granting loans, investing in securities, credit cards, project finance, remittances, payment systems, project counseling, merchant banking, foreign exchange operations, insurance, etc. Based on this, universal banking means a super financial hub for marketing of all the financial products under one roof. Objective. The basic objective is to bring harmony in the role of FIs, banks, offer world-class financial services to clients by using information technology and cross-selling, reduce per customer cost and increase per customer revenue, take benefits of economies of scale and compete with international banks by expanding business beyond the boundaries of countries. Universal banking in India. Process of universal banking started with government notifying the changes in BR Act in the year 2000. As a result, ICICI Limited and IDBI Limited were merged into banks and converted into ICICI Bank and IDBI Bank Limited. As per RBI guidelines of April 2001, FIs have an option to transform into a bank provided they ensure compliance with the following requirements: reserve requirements (CRR, SLR), compliance with the cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio requirements would be mandatory for an FI after its conversion into a universal bank. Permissible activities. Any activity of an FI currently undertaken but not permissible for a bank under Section 6 (1) of the BR Act, 1949 may have to be stopped or divested after its conversion into a universal bank. Composition of the board. Composition of the board of directors to ensure compliance with the provisions of Section 10A of the BR Act, which require at least 51% of the total number of directors to have special knowledge and experience. Global Depository Receipts (GDR) and American Depository Receipts (ADR). A GDR or ADR means any instrument in the form of a depository receipt or certificate by whatever name it is called, created by the Overseas Depository Bank (ODB) outside India and issued to a non-resident investors against the issue of ordinary shares or foreign currency convertible bonds of issuing company. Point 2. These are negotiable instruments denominated in US dollars representing a non-US company's publicly traded local currency equity shares. Point 3. The issue of such instruments involves the delivery of ordinary shares of an Indian company to a domestic custodian bank in India, which in turn instructs an overseas depository bank to issue a GDR ADR on a predetermined ratio. ADR on a predetermined ratio. Point 4. The GDR/ADR can be sold outside India in their existing form. The underlying shares arising from redemption of GDR/ADR can also be sold in India. Point 5. While the ADRs are listed on US stock exchanges, the GDRs are usually listed on a European stock exchange. Point 6. A GDR/ADR may evidence one or more GDS/ADS. Each GDS/ADS represent underlying share of issuing company. Participatory note. A participatory note, also called offshore derivative instrument, is a financial derivative instrument issued against an underlying security, shares. It allows its holder to get dividend or capital gains earned from the underlying security, although some of the holders may not be eligible to trade in stock markets in India. Other such instruments are equity-linked notes, capped return note, participatory return notes, and investment notes. The PNs are of two types, that is spot-based and future-based, that is offshore derivative instruments. Users of participatory note. Participatory note is used by investors or hedge funds risk-taking investment. Page 9. Companies using high-risk techniques to make huge profits and not eligible for registration with SEBI as FIIs, which are not registered in India with SEBI, to invest in securities or for trading on a stock exchange, say BSE or NSE. The hedge funds include the funds from US or European countries. How does it operate? Under the arrangement, a SEBI-registered foreign institutional investor, FII, buys the shares on behalf of the foreign investors and issues them PNs in lieu of those shares. In this process, the identity of the investor is unknown to SEBI. The FIIs serve them as intermediaries and make use of their proprietary accounts to buy stock in India for these funds. The FIIs execute the trade and use their international accounts to settle the transaction. Why use of PN by investors? There are various reasons for use of PNs by investors that include the following. A. To save transaction cost, record-keeping overheads. B. To avoid regulatory compliance overseas. C. To save the cost on establishment of brokerage and custodian bank facilities where the investment size may not be very large or may be of temporary nature. D. Keeping the investor's name anonymous. These investors are in need of derivative solutions to gain exposure in individual or a basket of stocks in the relevant security market. Sometimes these investors enter the market in a small way while using the PNs, and later on they shift over to a full-fledged FII structure. Terminal questions. Question number 1. Dealing of commercial banks with individual for loans, deposits and other products is called option 1 retail banking, option 2 wholesale banking. The answer is retail banking. Question number 2. Dealing of commercial banks with large corporates for loans, deposits and other products is called option 1 retail banking, option 2 wholesale banking. The answer is wholesale banking. Question number 3. Zero balance account for salaried class persons is an example of underscore banking. Options are retail banking. Option 2 is wholesale banking. Answer is retail banking. Question number 4. Which of the following is a retail banking product? Option 1, safe deposit locker. Option 2, issue of letter of credit for import of large amount of raw material. The answer is safe deposit locker. Question number 5. Bank assurance products is an example of underscore banking. Options are retail banking. Second option is wholesale banking. The answer is retail banking. Question number 6. Project lending and cash management services are underscore banking. The options are retail banking. Option 2, wholesale banking. The answer is wholesale banking. Question number 7. Providing payment gateway services or supply chain management services is part of underscore banking. Options are international banking. Option 2, wholesale banking. Question number 7. Providing payment gateway services or supply chain management services is part of underscore banking. Options are international banking. Option 2, wholesale banking. The answer is wholesale banking. Question number 8. Opening letter of credit or pre-shipment is underscore banking. Options are Option 1, international banking. Option 2, universal banking. The answer is international banking. Question number 9. With a view to increase business when the banks undertake all types of financial services, it is called underscore banking. Options are Option 1, international banking. Option 2, universal banking. The answer is universal banking. Question number 10. GDR is a type of negotiable instrument which is traded on stock exchange of a country. Is it true or false? The answer is it is true. Question number 11. GDR and ADR are generally denominated in US dollars, but it can be denominated in euro also. Is it true or false? The answer is it is true. Question number 12. Foreigners can enter Indian stock markets directly or through foreign institutions registered with SEBI or through foreign institution registered with SEBI. Is it true or false? Answer is it is false. Question number 13. Participatory notes issued by FIIs are like contract notes. Is it true or false? The answer is it is true. Question number 14. The underlying security for a participatory note is listed on an Indian stock exchange. Is it true or false? The answer is it is true. Question number 15. Committee of the year 1994 associated with the participatory notes is underscore committee. The options are Raghunath. The second option is Lahiri. The answer is Lahiri.